these numbers here? What do you think they're for?
They look like call numbers. I used to volunteer in the library in high school, and so I recognize those.
For like a book? But why would there be a call number on a 50-year-old rocket?
I don't know. I'm going to the library later, so I'll run down and check them out. See if there's a book that matches it. Look at this.
Well, why do you have these pages turned down?
I didn't. It just came like that from the library.
Oh.
Check this out. This bank statement says Deese gave $100,000 to Ted, but this newspaper article says he only donated $80,000. So that leaves $20,000 unaccounted for.
Great math skills. Putting that education to work.
In any case, we should figure out what happened to her.
Hey, did you notice that Professor Armstrong wrote the preface for this book?
Yeah. Sounds like they knew each other.
Yeah, it kind of does.
We gotta investigate that.
I have a calc exam and a CS exam later in the week. I don't have time to accompany you on this treasure hunt.
Come on, this could easily be the best experience you have at 10.
Fine. I guess we can ask Professor about it after class tomorrow.
Sounds good to me. Hey, Professor. We were wondering if we could ask you about an alumni that graduated a while back. We found his book in the library and realized something odd.
Oh yeah? What'd you realize?
Well, it's by James Deese, and we found an old bank statement folded in the pages, and it looks like he might have donated some money to the school.
Yeah, the bank statement says he donated $100,000, but then this newspaper article here says that he only donated $80,000 to the school. So that leaves $20,000 unaccounted for. You know what that could be about?
Huh. Why do you think to ask me about such a thing?
Well, we noticed you wrote the preface, and it sounded like you might have known him.
Well, yeah, I did know Deese personally. That's why I wrote the preface. He was an old professor when I was an undergrad, and a very, very odd person, but really smart, and was really involved with the Apollo program since he was director of NASA at the time. I think I might have ran into the same problem about 10 years ago, and this is what I found.
Are these old NASA files?
Yeah, I have some connections.
What are these?
Just notes from an interview. When I was an undergrad, we had to do a report on Tech's aerospace program. And so since I was acquainted with Deese, I chose to interview him. Over time, we slowly became pretty good friends. He was really open about all his work and about Tech and NASA, but whenever I asked about the Apollo program, it was really secretive and mumbled he had to go or something about dinner plans. One afternoon, I went to see him at his office, and the door was slightly ajar, so I just figured I would go in. I went in planning to wait for him there and saw a mess of papers strewn about the room, and I picked one up, and it was a letter.
A letter? To who?
It was to Dr. Deese, but that's all I could make out before it was snatched from my hands. I looked up and saw Dr. Deese just standing over me, a furious expression on his face.
Did you ever figure out what the letter said?
No, I never did. I just mumbled an apology and bolted for the door. The next time I saw him was 5 years later at his funeral.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Professor Armstrong.
You're welcome. Good luck with your search.
What's this?
It's a letter. It's dated November 3rd, 1983. That's right before the bank statement.
This must be the letter that Professor Armstrong just told us about. Who's it from?
Let me read it. Dr. Deese, I understand that your research has taken an unexpected turn. You know the implications of what you have found, and part of you must know the importance of revealing it. But, having worked with you in the past, I know you have no desire to make it known. You think that if you reveal it, it would cause immense chaos throughout society. Everything the public has accepted about the advancement of astronomical science would be turned upside down. If you will not share your findings, then I must take on that responsibility, as it is my duty to science, and you know I will not hesitate. However, if your desire to keep your findings a secret is as strong as I think it is, you will give serious consideration to keeping me silent. You know where to reach me. It doesn't say, but it must have been someone close to Deese. It talks about a scientific secret, so we know Deese was trying to hide that, and he thought it was too dangerous for the public to know about.
Well, whoever wrote this letter obviously knew about it, and it seems like they wanted him to keep it a secret.
Yeah, so we know where the $20,000 went. Blackmailing at its best.
We should definitely show Professor Armstrong this tomorrow.
Yeah, good idea. Professor, we've been looking all over for you.
Hey, have a seat.
We think we might have found the letter that you spoke about earlier.
It was in the book.
It looks exactly what I expected it to be. So, right after Deese's funeral, I received this file, and I've never been able to open it. It's almost like it's 5 separate passwords, or maybe just 5 separate numbers.
The page numbers, the pages that we found turned down in the book earlier, those are the password. There are 5 pages turned down. Try 17, 39, 49, 80, and 96.
It worked. I can't believe it. All those years, the combination was right in our own library.
Look, there's a file for each of the Apollo missions. 11 through 17, they're all there.
So what does this mean?
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Can this actually be true? All of the missions? I thought this was just some made-up theory.
It looks pretty legit to me. We have to tell someone about this. This will be all over the news.
But do we really want it all over the news? Is that what's best for everybody?
Well, isn't that why you dragged me into all of this? The possibility of fame and making a groundbreaking discovery?
Now, just hold on a second. Think for a moment about all the outrage this will cause, the protests. Is that really what we want right now? I know I don't want to see that happen. And we figured out Deese's clues, and so we made it that far. I think we should just leave it at this, and this secret will remain safe with us.
Okay.
Pretty good.